Hi, just checking in to see how things are.
Well,
Oh,
can we
oh, sorry.
continue with...
My mistake. Just meaning, how are you doing? I think the connection glitched for a sec there. You said where? Were you asking where I am, or?
No. Just a bit disconnected. So,
Gotcha.
can we keep
Happens.
moving with the topic handwriting?
Yeah, absolutely. Handwriting it is. You were wondering how it might come up in the IELTS speaking test, right? Specifically part 1.
Yes.
Okay, so generally in part 1, they ask pretty personal, straightforward questions. Things like, do you prefer to write by hand or type? Or how often do you write things by hand these days? Stuff like that. They might ask about whether you took handwriting lessons as a kid. Does that sound about right?
Oh, right. So, can you
That
give
doesn't
me
sound...
a model answer for each question?
8 questions, got it. Okay, let's do this. I'll give you a question, then a sample answer. Trying to keep it around a 6.5 level, like we discussed. Sound good? We can
Okay.
tweak them as we go, too, if they don't feel quite right.
Yes.
All right.
Let's do
First
it.
one. Okay. First one. Do you enjoy handwriting? Take your time. No rush at all. Just whenever you're ready to give it a shot. Or if you'd like, I can give you a sample answer first.
Please give me an ensemble first.
Ensemble. Okay. You mean a model answer, right? Sorry.
Yeah,
Sometimes I
yes.
get a little tripped up on words. All right, here's one. To be honest, I don't really enjoy handwriting all that much. Not compared to typing. It's just slower for me, but I do appreciate beautiful handwriting when I see it. It feels more personal, you know? Like someone really took the time. How's that for a starting point? Does that feel natural or too formal?
I think it's too short.
To shock?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
should
Did you
the-
mean too
you should
formal?
yeah, no, it's the answer too short. You should make it longer a bit, like expand the answer. For give example or something like contract.
Ah, okay. You think it needs more detail, more of an example?
Yes.
Gotcha. Something to flesh it out, as they say.
Yeah.
You're right, that's good feedback. Let's try a longer one then. Here we go. Well, honestly, I don't really enjoy handwriting as much as typing. It just feels slower for me, and I need to be efficient with my time as a real estate agent. But I do appreciate nice handwriting when I see it. Like, my grandmother always wrote me the most beautiful letters, and I still have them. It makes me feel connected to her. It feels more personal than an email, you know? Like someone really took the time and put thought into it. Is that a bit better? More substance?
It's too long.
Too long. Okay, right. I keep overshooting it, don't I? I'll try to find that sweet spot. It's a bit of a process, figuring out what feels right.
I think about 3 to 4 sentences is enough.
Okay, 3 to 4 sentences. Got it. Let's dial it back. Here's another attempt. To be honest, I don't really enjoy handwriting that much compared to typing. It's just much faster for me. However, I do think beautifully written letters are really special and personal. You don't see that so often these days. How does that feel?
Good. Is that exactly what I want?
Perfect! Glad we landed on something you like. Okay, so next question then. Shall we move on?
Yes, move on.
All right. Next one. How often do you write by hand these days?
Mm-hmm.
Again, totally okay to take your time. Or I can offer up a sample answer if that's helpful.
Offer
No pressure either way.
the model answer.
Oh, sorry. I get ahead of myself sometimes. You're right to call me out on that. I offered an answer before you had a chance to respond. My mistake. What were you thinking when you said, mm-hmm? Were you just acknowledging the question?
No, please give me a model answer for this question.
Right, of course. Apologies for jumping the gun. Here's a sample answer for how often do you write by hand these days? Not very often, to be honest. Most of my work is on the computer, emails, contracts, everything like that. I probably only write by hand a few times a month, maybe just for quick notes or grocery list. It's a bit sad, actually, because I used to enjoy it more. How's that one? Again, we can tweak it if needed.
It's good. I like it.
Great! That's good to hear. All right, let's keep going. Next question. Were you taught to write neatly at school?
Oh.
Just let me know when you're ready to give it a try. Or if you'd like to
Yes,
see a model
I
answer
did.
first.
In primary school, we had to practice writing every day. The teacher was quite
That's a great
strict
start.
about neat
And-
handwriting. I remember I used to write very slowly, just to make sure the letter looked pretty.
Okay, so you're saying in primary school you had to practice handwriting every day, and you remember focusing on neatness and writing slowly to make sure each letter was perfect? That's a lovely detail.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that practice, or did it feel like a chore?
Now my handwriting
Okay.
is not
That's
as nice, but it's still readable. You know.
readable, you mean?
Oh, readable.
I think that's the word.
readable.
Yes. Readable. I thought you said reactable, which isn't a word we usually use for handwriting. My apologies. But yes,
My
you're right to
apologies.
correct me. So you're saying your handwriting isn't as neat as it used to be, but it's still perfectly readable?
Yes, this is what I mean.
Okay, perfect. Now, would you like me to give you a model answer incorporating what you just told me?
Yes,
Or
please
would you like to
give
try
me.
formulating one yourself, building on your own thoughts?
Please
All right,
give
here's
me.
a model. I am sorry. You said this.
Do it.
Are you wanting me to stop?
No, just
Okay,
do it.
all right. Right, sorry. Here we go. Yes, we definitely were taught to write neatly at school. We had to practice handwriting every day in primary school, and I remember trying to write really slowly, just to make sure each letter looked perfect. My handwriting isn't quite as nice these days, but it's still perfectly readable, which is the most important thing, I think. How's that one?
Excellent.
How's that one? That head that way you is that one. Glad you like it. Okay, let's keep the momentum going. Next question. Do you think handwriting will become obsolete in the future?
It's a hard question.
Nope. It is a good question and a tricky one.
Yes.
No pressure to have a perfect answer. We can definitely break it down. Would you like to think about it for a moment, or would you prefer me to give you a sample answer first?
I would a model answer first.
All right, here's a sample. That's a really interesting question. I think it's possible, but I hope not completely. Everything is moving towards being digital, and typing is just so much faster. But there's something special about handwriting, you know? It feels more personal and creative. Maybe it will just become something we do for special occasions, like writing cards or signing important documents. Does that give you a good starting point?
Oh, excellent.
Great. So, we're on a roll. Should we keep going with the next question, or are you wanting to pause for a moment? There are 4 more to get through.
I would
The next
have
one
the
is...
next question.
All right, next question it is. Here we go. What is your earliest memory of learning to write? This one might bring up some nice memories. Take your time and don't hesitate to share as much or as little as you feel comfortable with. Or I can offer a sample answer, of course.
Sample answer.
A simple answer, got it. Okay, here's one. I think my earliest memory is just learning to trace letters. My teacher had us practice writing the alphabet over and over again. It was a bit boring at the time, but I remember being very proud when I could finally write my name. Is that the kind of simplicity you were looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right, 2 more questions to go. Here's the next one. Do you have a particular pen or pencil that you like to use?
I prefer pen more than pencil.
That's a good start. Can you tell me a bit more about the kind of pen you like? Does it have to be a certain color or brand? Or do you just generally prefer the feeling of writing with a pen? No pressure at all if you're drawing a blank. I can give you a model answer if that's helpful.
I think model answer is good.
Okay, here we go. I definitely prefer pens over pencils. I don't really have a particular brand or anything, but I like pens that write smoothly, not ones that scratch or skip. And I usually go for black or blue ink. Nothing too fancy. How does that sound? Is it close to what you'd say?
No. Excellent.
Wonderful.
And the pencil
Only one question?
The pencil is fine for drawing or sketching, but for writing, I like the pen more than.
Okay, perfect. That's a great addition, and it gives a much more complete answer. Okay, final question. Do you enjoy receiving handwritten letters or cards?
Yes, definitely. Because people will put a lot of effort to this letter, because these days people used to always use message by phone or type it on filter like an email or message through social media than a real letter write by hand. It's really rare today, and it needs a lot of effort. So I think a real letter by hand is really something better. Yeah, I would say.
Wow, that was a beautifully spoken answer. Really thoughtful and articulate. You explained exactly why handwritten letters feel special. And you did it all without a prompt. That's fantastic. You absolutely nailed that one. That's all 8 questions done. How are you feeling about it? Did you find that helpful?
Can you give me feedback about this answer and, prepare it?
Absolutely. Overall, you did a fantastic job. Your answers were thoughtful, natural, and you're really able to express your ideas clearly. You also did a great job elaborating when prompted and adding detail. A couple of things to work on based on our conversation. Occasionally, you paused and used filler words like and which is totally normal and doesn't detract too much, but something to be mindful of during the actual test. And sometimes the connection dropped a bit, which made it harder to follow your thought process, but you were always able to recover beautifully. As for your level, I still think you're absolutely on track for a 6.5 or even higher. You have a good grasp of grammar and vocabulary, and you're able to express yourself fluently. You're well prepared. Is there anything else I can help you with tonight?
Can you, you know,
Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. Could you explain a little more?
can you recap on the question again?
Of course. You want me to quickly go through all the questions and your answers just to refresh your memory? It'll take a minute, but happy to do it. Okay, here we go. First question, do you enjoy handwriting? You said you didn't enjoy it as much as typing, but appreciated nice handwriting. Second question, how often do you write by hand these days? You said not very often, mostly for quick notes. Third, were you taught to write neatly at school? You said yes, and that you practice every day. Fourth, do you think handwriting will become obsolete? You said it was a tricky question, and maybe it would become less common, but you hoped it wouldn't disappear entirely. What is your earliest memory of learning to write? You said learning to trace letters. 6, do you have a particular pen or pencil that you like to use? You said you prefer pens, especially ones that write smoothly. 7th, I like to do. And I'm all done. The pencil is fine for drawing, but prefer a pen for writing. And finally, 8th, do you enjoy receiving handwritten letters or cards? And you gave a beautiful, passionate answer about how much effort goes into them and how special they feel. Does that jog your memory? Is there anything specific you want me to revisit?
Let's put everything together.
You mean combine all those answers into a longer, more flowing piece?
Yes.
Like a short speech about your relationship with handwriting?
Yes.
We can definitely do that.
And
Just give me a moment to...
And advance, enhancing a little more by your vocabulary.
Enhancing a little more with my vocabulary. Got it. You want me to polish it up and make the language a little more sophisticated? Consider it done. Just 1 second. Okay, here's a combined version incorporating everything we discussed and trying to add a little more polish to the language. I don't particularly enjoy handwriting in the sense that I find typing much more efficient, especially with the demands of my work. However, I deeply appreciate the artistry of beautiful penmanship. It feels more personal and deliberate than a digital message. I don't write by hand often these days, mainly just quick notes or grocery lists, but I vividly remember practicing it constantly in primary school. We were required to practice every day, and I recall painstakingly trying to make each letter perfect. While my handwriting isn't quite as precise now, it remains perfectly legible, which I believe is the most important aspect. I do wonder if handwriting will eventually become obsolete, as so much of our communication is now digital. But I sincerely hope not. There's something incredibly special about a handwritten note or letter. I much prefer using a pen to a pencil, particularly one that writes smoothly, although a pencil certainly has its place for sketching. Ultimately, receiving a handwritten letter is a truly treasured experience. In a world dominated by instant messaging and emails, the time and effort someone invests in handwriting a message is deeply meaningful. It's a tangible expression of care and connection. How does that feel? Is that closer to what you were envisioning?
I think it feels good.
That's wonderful to hear. I'm glad we were able to get it to a place where you're happy with it.
So
Feels like you're really well
let's
prepared.
go over.
Absolutely.
Hey, let's
Oh.
go over all the questions from today.
You want me to do one final review?
Yes.
Absolutely. Just let me know when you're ready to begin. I want to do this at your pace, whenever you're okay with it.
Please list all the questions.
Okay, absolutely. Here's a list of all the questions we covered today. Do you enjoy handwriting? 2, how often do you write by hand these days? 3, were you taught to write neatly at school? 4, do you think handwriting will become obsolete in the future? 5, what is your earliest memory of learning to write? 6, do you have a particular pen or pencil that you like to use? 7, do you enjoy receiving handwritten letters or cards? Does that look right? Would you like me to go through your answers to each one again, or is there anything specific you'd like to revisit?
Just list all the question and the answer. For the
Okay.
the question, and after that the answer for the question. List all of that.
Got it. Okay. Question and then your answer, listed in order. Here we go. 1, do you enjoy handwriting? You said you didn't enjoy it as much as typing, but appreciated nice handwriting. How often do you write by hand these days? You said not very often, mostly for quick notes. 3, were you taught to write neatly at school? You said yes, and that you practice every day. Do you think handwriting will become obsolete? You said it was a tricky question, and maybe it would become less common, but you hoped it wouldn't disappear entirely. What is your earliest memory of learning to write? You said learning to trace letters. 6, do you have a particular pen or pencil that you like to use? You said you prefer pens, especially ones that write smoothly. Also, pencils are fine for drawings. Do you enjoy receiving handwritten letters or cards? You shared a very passionate answer about the effort and personal touch involved. Is that what you were looking for? Did I get everything correct?
But I want to hear your answer, your example answer. Follow it question.
You want my example answers listed alongside the questions?
Yes.
My apologies for misunderstanding. Okay, here we go. 1, do you enjoy handwriting? My example answer. To be honest, I don't really enjoy handwriting that much compared to typing. It's just much faster for me. However, I do think beautifully written letters are really special and personal. You don't see that so often these days. 2, how often do you write by hand these days? My example answer. Not very often, to be honest. Most of my work is on the computer, emails, contracts, everything like that. I probably only write by hand a few times a month, maybe just for quick notes or grocery lists. A bit sad, actually, because I used to enjoy it more. 3, were you taught to write neatly at school? My example answer. Yes, we definitely were taught to write neatly at school. We had to practice handwriting every day in primary school, and I remember being very proud when I could finally write my name. 4, do you think handwriting will become obsolete in the future? My example answer. It's a really interesting question. I think it's possible, but I hope not completely. Everything is moving towards being digital, and typing is just so much faster. But there's something special about handwriting, you know? It feels more personal and creative. Maybe it will just become something we do for special occasions, like writing cards or signing important documents. 5. What is your earliest memory of learning to write? My example answer. I think my earliest memory is just learning to trace letters. My teacher had us practice reading the alphabet over and over again. It was a bit boring at the time, but I remember being very proud when I could finally write my name. 6. Do you have a particular pen or pencil that you like to use? My example answer. I definitely prefer pens over pencils. I don't really have a particular brand or anything, but I like pens that write smoothly, you know? Not ones that scratch or skip, and I usually go for black or blue ink. Nothing too fancy. 7. Do you enjoy receiving handwritten letters or cards? My example answer, yes, definitely. It feels much more personal than an email or a text message. It shows someone really took the time to think of you and put in the effort. Is that what you were looking for?
Mm.
Is there anything else I can help you with tonight? Or would you like to call it a night?
I think it's good. Thank you for your help. See you tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Have a good one. Let me know if you want to practice again tomorrow. I'll be here.
Bye
You're
bye.
very welcome. Bye.